Welcome to this training brought to you by the North San Diego County Realtors, where we explore real-world case interpretations published by the National Association of Realtors and turn them into practical learning moments that bring the Realtor Code of Ethics to life. Today's focus: Realtor's offer to buy property he has listed from Case Interpretation 1-22 under Article 1 of the Realtor Code of Ethics. At the heart of Article 1 is the duty of loyalty. It requires that realtors protect and promote their clients' interest above all else. But what happens when a realtor becomes more than just an agent? What if they step into the role of buyer? That's where ethical lines can get blurry and consent, disclosure, and intent become critical.
Dr. A, a surgeon in a major city, inherited a summer house and several wooded acres on the shore of a lake over 1,000 miles from Dr. A's home. Being an extremely busy individual, Dr. A paid little attention to his inheritance for almost 2 years. Then, planning a vacation trip, Dr. A and his wife decided to visit their property since it was located in a part of the country they had never seen. Dr. A and his wife spent a week in the house, during which they concluded that it was too far from their hometown to use on any regular basis. Consequently, Dr. A decided to sell the property and made an appointment with Realtor B, whose office was located in a town nearby. Dr. A explained that he had inherited the summer house 2 years earlier and wanted to sell it since it was impractical to keep for his personal use. Dr. A mentioned that he had no idea what the property was worth since it had not previously changed hands in 40 years, and that he was not familiar with local property values. Realtor B explained that sales of vacation homes had been slow for a number of months and recommended a listing price of $175,000. When Dr. A commented that the price seemed low given that the house was located on the lake and included several wooded acres, Realtor B responded by asking Dr. A what he thought the property was worth. Dr. A repeated that he really had no idea what it was worth since he was completely unfamiliar with the area and concluded that he would have to rely on Realtor B's judgment. Dr. A and Realtor B executed an exclusive listing on the property, and 2 days later, Dr. A and his wife returned home. 3 weeks later, Dr. A received a purchase contract for $175,000 from Realtor B, less the amount of the listing commission signed by Realtor B as the purchaser. Realtor B's letter indicated his belief that Dr. A should not expect any other offers on the property due to the slow market, and that Realtor B's full price offer was made to take the property off Dr. A's hands. Dr. A immediately called Realtor B and advised him that while he might agree to sell the vacation home to Realtor B, he would not do so until he could have the property appraised by an independent appraiser. Under no circumstances, continued Dr. A, would he recognize Realtor B as his agent and pay a commission if Realtor B purchased the house. Realtor B responded that there was no reason to obtain an independent appraisal since Dr. A had little choice in the matter. In Realtor B's opinion, Dr. A could either sell the property to Realtor B for $175,000 less the amount of the commission, or, should Dr. A refuse Realtor B's offer, Realtor B would be entitled to a commission pursuant to the listing agreement. Believing that he had no other choice, Dr. A signed the purchase agreement and returned it to Realtor B. Shortly thereafter, the transaction closed. Several weeks later, Dr. A learned that Association of Realtors had professional standards committees that considered charges of unethical conduct by realtors. He filed a complaint to Realtor B's association, spelling out all of the details of the sale of his summer house. In his complaint, Dr. A indicated that he had no problem with Realtor B offering to purchase the property, but rather his unhappiness resulted from Realtor B's insistence on being compensated as Dr. A's agent even though he had become a principal in the transaction. Dr. A quoted Article 1, questioning how Realtor B's duty to promote Dr. A's interests could have been served when Realtor B had taken an essential adversarial role in the transaction. Finally, Dr. A commented, Realtor B's take-it-or-leave-it attitude had certainly seemed less than honest. The association's professional standards administrator referred Dr. A's complaint to the grievance committee, which concluded that a hearing should be held. At the hearing before a panel of the association's professional standards committee, both Dr. A and Realtor B told their sides of the story. After all of the evidence and testimony was heard, the hearing panel went into executive session and concluded that while the Code of Ethics did not prohibit Realtor B's offering to purchase property listed by him, Realtor B had stepped out of his role as agent and had become a principal in the transaction. Article 1 of the Code of Ethics requires the realtor to protect and promote the interests of the client. Once Realtor B expressed his interest in purchasing the property, he could no longer act as Dr. A's agent except with Dr. A's knowledgeable consent. This consent had not been granted by Dr. A. Further, Realtor B's advice that Dr. A had no choice but to view Realtor B as his agent and to compensate him accordingly had been incorrect and had been a decisive factor in Dr. A's decision to sell to Realtor B. The hearing panel also found that Realtor B had significantly influenced Dr. A's decision as to the listing price, perhaps with knowledge that he, Realtor B, would like to purchase the property for himself. Consequently, the hearing panel found Realtor B in violation of Article 1.
Dr. A inherited a lakeside vacation property far from his primary residence. He listed the home with Realtor B, explaining that he had no idea what it was worth and would rely on Realtor B's guidance. Realtor B recommended a listing price of $175,000, and Dr. A agreed. But just 3 weeks later, Realtor B submitted an offer to buy the property himself for the full list price, less the commission. He told Dr. A there would likely be no other offers and insisted that Dr. A still owed a commission under the listing agreement, even though Realtor B was now acting as the buyer. Feeling like he had no choice, Dr. A signed the contract. At the hearing, Dr. A explained that he wasn't objecting to Realtor B's interest in buying the property. He was objecting to Realtor B trying to act as both the buyer and the agent. He felt pressured, misled, and believed Realtor B had taken advantage of his unfamiliarity with the market. Realtor B insisted that the contract entitled him to a commission regardless. But the panel saw a different story. They noted Realtor B had helped set the listing price, possibly knowing he'd later buy the home himself. Most importantly, Realtor B had failed to obtain Dr. A's informed consent to step out of his agent role and act as a principal. The hearing panel found Realtor B in violation of Article 1. His decision to act as both the listing agent and the buyer without Dr. A's fully informed consent violated his ethical duty. The panel emphasized that once Realtor B became personally interested in purchasing the property, he could no longer serve as the seller's representative unless that dual role was clearly disclosed and accepted in writing. That didn't happen here. Instead, Realtor B misled Dr. A into believing there were no other options and pressured him into completing the sale. His insistence on still collecting a commission, even while acting as a buyer, breached the fiduciary duty to act in the client's best interests. This case highlights a critical truth. You cannot properly serve your client's best interests while also acting as a buyer, unless that dual role is fully disclosed and your client gives informed written consent. Transparency isn't optional. It's your ethical obligation, especially when your own financial interest enters the picture. Even the appearance of self-dealing can damage trust and violate the code of ethics. Your role is to empower your clients, to give them space to make clear, independent decisions without pressure or confusion. Anything less risks undermining both your fiduciary duty and your professional integrity. If you were Realtor B, how could you have approached your interest in the property differently? Would written consent and stepping away from the agency relationship have helped protect the client and yourself? What mechanisms, disclosures, or conversations help ensure the client truly understands their options? And finally, how can you confirm that the client doesn't feel backed into a corner? The way you communicate your dual role makes all the difference. The standard isn't just legality, it's professionalism. Thanks for joining us for this real-world case interpretation. Remember, the Realtor Code of Ethics isn't just about rules. It's about trust, transparency, and treating every client with the respect and professionalism they deserve. For more real-world training and resources, visit www.youtube.com/@NSDC Realtors.